Welcome back to the sequel challenge. There were a lot of complaints about sound in the last video, so to compensate, time for some left ear love.
Is this good? Can you hear me in your left ear? Can you? Are you satisfied? Is this good enough for you, or are there still audio issues? Can you hear it? This sounds good, right? Ooh!
Anyway, the rules are simple. Only use units from Starcraft 2. Drones and overlords are allowed. Zerglings can only be used to make banelings. Original abilities are prohibited, for example, Burrow. The only exception to this is to place Kerrigan and Zerglings in timeout. More on that later. Only sequel units can be Parasitic dominated. Only use heroes from StarCraft 2. New abilities on original heroes are allowed. Only use mutations from StarCraft 2. The only exception to rules 1 to 3 is if a unit or structure needs to be used to complete a mission. If an objective requires me to kill or rescue an old unit, I must always kill them. They're an abomination and don't deserve life. Aside from banelings, several new units require original units to be morphed. Broodlords and Vipers need mutas, while Impalers need Hydras. After careful deliberation, I won't use any evolutions in this run since the first evolution mission requires me to use Zerglings to progress. Conveniently, this means Broodlords, Vipers, and Impalers are off limits. Also no Kerrigan, except for no build missions. The run will begin on Rendezvous, where I get my first new unit, the Swarm Queen. This will be done on hard difficulty. The first two missions don't give me any sequel units, so I'm skipping them. Rendezvous requires me to hold out for 15 minutes against constant Dominion attacks. Aside from lacking Kerrigan and Zerglings, it's fairly simple. Mass Swarm Queens, fortify my perimeter with spines and spores, purge my reinforcements of Zerglings, and overrun the enemy base. While both Char and Caldeir give me sequel units, I go to Char. I meet up with Isha, who's... Wait, what's her backstory again? Infested adjutant. Amanda Haley. They didn't give her one? Okay. I also get access to the evolution pit, which...
What is that? What the f*** is that?
Infected with more terra desperately desiring
While Domination gives me access to useful banelings, this is a war of queens. My main strategy is to put Zagar in timeout with a blockade of spine crawlers and swarm queens as I collect eggs and baneling nests. I take the time to destroy these disgusting infested command centers, while any banelings I find are stored near the birthing pool.
Don't think finding those pathetic baneling nests will save you.
Look at this dude. Wait till you see the... No.
Your will is strongest, and I shall serve you.
Fire in the Sky presents me with a dilemma. I need to destroy 7 Gorgon battlecruisers, which weren't in the original games. But the only way to do so would be...
Scourge nest.
Remember, rule number 6. As in Domination, I mass Swarm Queens, spam Creep Tumors, and save up Banelings. The third Scourge nest is well defended, but I break through using my Baneling force. I was hoping to save it for later nests, but the Gorgon was getting awfully close to my base. Consequently, the entrenched defenses to the east are harder to crack. Despite heavy losses, my regal force breaks through to the last nest and ends the mission. Throughout Old Soldiers, Warfield constantly sends down these disgusting nukes which were in the original games. Ever the pal, Zagara gives me useful aberrations, powerful assault units that can tank for my army. Massing a force of aberrations and swarm queens, I push through Terran lines with ease and hunt down these disgusting science facilities.
Wipe them out, men! These bugs will never take Char. You gave up your humanity for this! To kill more people?
No. He's got a point.
I don't need a Zel Naga artifact to deal with you.
Despite killing Warfield in an act of heroism, Kerrigan lets his men escape. Zeradoul shows up and says some nonsense about becoming a dinosaur. Despite the fact that Kerrigan forced him to kill his matriarch and left him with intense guilt and trauma, he's willing to help her regain her power again.
I act for the greater good.
Be silent, Zeradoul. I say to thee that this shall not come to pass. You shall not simp.
Are you truly so blinded by your vaunted religion that you cannot see the fall ahead of you? Your Yakety believes they can no-simp this war, but all they've succeeded in doing is helping Amon to win.
What could you possibly know of our designs, prelate?
You speak of no simping, Tussadar. You speak of experience. I have journeyed to the darkness between the most distant forms. I beheld the births of offensive memes and borne witness to the entropy of entire fandoms. Unto my experience, Tussadar, all you have achieved as a no-simp is but a fleeting dream. A dream from which your precious Yakety will awaken, finding themselves drowned in a greater nightmare. We shall see.
Waking the Ancient requires me to slaughter local wildlife and feed it to Mr. Waternoose. The vile Abathur tries sabotaging me by sending in useless mutas, but I purge them in mass aberrations in Queens. After feeding Waternoose enough meat, Brack launches a final assault, but goes down easily.
Wait, if Brack is a new character, then how did all these new units kill him?
Well, you see, Kerrigan, an original character, was controlling these Zerg, so technically it was Kerrigan who killed him, from a certain point of view. It's time to make Kerrigan Zerg again, and in doing so, completely spit in the face of all the people who died just to infest her. The vile Abathur actually sends me useful units this time in the form of swarm hosts, which can spawn endless waves of free units.
Root our swarm hosts and crawlers by that entrance.
Surprisingly, that's pretty spot on for my strategy. Build up spines, spores, swarm hosts, and swarm queens, and wait. Not only do I have to contend with Brack's forces, but another pack under Yagdra shows up as well. Abathur mentions a dinosaur I need to kill, but without air units, there's no easy way to reach it. With my defenses entrenched, I hold until time runs out. Afterwards, Abathur, what are you doing? Abathur mentions a dinosaur I need to kill, but without air units, there's no easy way to reach it.
Unacceptable.
Look, there wasn't any way to get to it without...
Swarm not good enough. Not.
It was a new unit. I didn't need to...
Unacceptable. Pain valuable feedback for organism.
Rule number 7. As punishment for my sins, Lord Abathur demands that I obtain all remaining essence in the campaign. This mission isn't doable with sequel rules, so I'll just skip ahead. Lava worm, spike rhino, giant swarm host, Waternoose.
Assimilate strengths.
Yeah, I got the essence, I swear. Guy, seriously, he's got me locked up in the evil chamber. I need your help.
Wasted effort. Creatures will die soon.
I head to Caldeir next to obtain the next new unit, the Roach. I land on Caldeir with a useless Kerrigan and Zerglings. After rescuing a useful Roach, I put Kerrigan in timeout and fight my way to the Ursadan matriarch. In total, it took me nearly 3 hours to beat the Ursadans and the matriarch in the starting area using just 4 Zerglings. She dies in about 5 minutes. I reach the base and the Protoss start attacking. The mission is fairly straightforward from here. Mass Swarm Queen Roach attack each base during the phases and destroy each spire. It's time to wipe out some colonists. Even though Kerrigan let all those Dominion guys on Char escape, they'll probably get killed by her later. These researchers clearly deserve her wrath or something.
I will carry our friends and family to of my love.
Despite sequel Kerrigan supposedly trying to reform, she needlessly infects a colonist with a parasite to kill all her buddies. Why no one's there to check on her when she warps aboard, I'll never know.
The most advanced race in the galaxy, and they couldn't employ quarantine protocols.
Anyway, she explodes and I sneak around the ship.
Phase detected. Priority 1 established. All other priorities rescinded. Patrolling.
This smile. I will protect this smile. I will fight you for this smile. You will not hurt this smile. For you see, there are some things in life worth protecting. Some things worth living for. Some things worth dying for. A smile like this can thaw the iciest of hearts, dispel the darkest of evils, and win the mightiest of wars. This smile will be the thing that pulls us from the depths of despair and lead us to the path of salvation. Wars will be fought, people will be saved, and civilizations will prosper because of this smile. So from this day forward, I solemnly swear to shield this smile from all harm that may come to it, all dangers it may possibly face, and give my life for it!
And now the main event. This is the reason I went to Char first. Niadra's strength is spawning endless waves of units. But at this stage, all I can make are useless Zerglings. Without minions, Niadra's pretty weak otherwise. But you know what's not weak?
Banelings.
After reaching the stasis chambers, I got access to roaches. Using my combined Bane Roach force, I fight my way to the bridge and kill the last crew members, ending the mission.
She died bravely, trying to save her friends.
Why do you care how the Protoss died?
I will kill anyone in my way. That doesn't mean I enjoy it.
Even Arcturus Mengsk, my queen? Will his death bring you no joy?
Stop talking, Isha.
No. He's got a point.
That man sacrificed everything to give you back your humanity, and you threw it away. Oh, he must be disgusted by you. Why? He'd be first in line to kill you.
No. He's got a point.
I get the choice to rescue Raynor or go to Skyger and kill Hybrid. Approaching this from a sequel mindset, it's important to note that sequel Kerrigan repeatedly commits villainous acts throughout the first half of the campaign. So to keep things consistent, I leave Jim to rot. Lord Abathur grants me Infestors, useful spellcasters that can parasitic dominate enemy units.
But Pi, mind control was in the original games.
No, it's Parasitic Domination. Totally different. Anyways, you know the drill, Mass Roach, Swarm Queen, Aberration, make virophages.
But Pi, infested Terrans were in the original.
Rule number 6. Anyways, I steal some Terran units, like Diamondbacks, Vikings, Hellbats, Thors, and even a Predator. This makes it the only mission in this run so far that I've used a Predator, in the Zerg campaign.
Ironic.
Eventually, my forces fight their way to the lab entrance and end the mission. After several straightforward missions, Hand of Darkness is absolutely insane. There's not enough time to build up my army or economy. I'm completely outgunned by the Dominion early in the mission, and I can't lure the hybrids into them without bringing air units, barring the first and last ones. And since I banned Burrow, tunneling clause is out of the question. I didn't record all my resets because no one wants that much failure on their hard drive, but for reference I started playing the mission at 1:30 in the morning and only beat it at 4 o'clock. Here's how I did it. For the first hybrid, I lure it into the Dominion base before it sends an attack. For the second hybrid, I build up a wall of spines, lure the guards into them, pick off the left bunker, overwhelm the right bunker, and push with my spines to kill the hybrid. For the third hybrid, I use the first Brutalist to deal with it. Then I have to rush home to stop another Dominion attack. I also need to rush out Infestors to ensure I have Parasitic Domination for the fourth hybrid. Then I launch an attack on the fourth hybrid, stealing whatever Thors I can. I get the second Brutalist, but lose the first one while fighting the fourth hybrid. Rest in peace, Brutus, you will be dearly missed. I gain additional reinforcements by stealing the Thors from several Dominion attacks. With the fourth hybrid dead, I can finally expand and replenish my depleted resources. Massing my forces, I kill the fifth and sixth hybrids easily. Before I deal with the final two hybrids, I take out my frustration on the main Dominion base, stealing another Thor and demolishing it. And finally, with my forces ready, I finish off the last two hybrids, ending the mission. Dear God, I hate Hand of Darkness now. Phantoms of the Void continues the trend of obligatory Protoss missions, with Atul Dareem chilling under Skyger. I ask Master Abathur to give me Brutalisks, but after losing Brutus in the last mission, he punishes me with useless Ultralisks. To clear the initial area, I use Spawn Baneling. Afterwards, Narud shows up and... Anyways, after purging my ranks, I build up a force of roaches and swarm queens. Aberrations and swarm queens, clearing the first two temples with little difficulty. I also rush out infestors, allowing me to steal numerous void rays and colossi to bolster my army. After clearing out the 5 temples, Kerrigan kills Narud, and the mission ends.
Oh, suck it up!
You do not.
My car, man! I just paid that thing off!
You are not done.
As much as I want to ditch Raynor, I do need to save him to progress to Core Hall. It seems no one is safe from simping for Kerrigan, with Matt also being fine with working with her. This mission isn't doable in this challenge. The Hyperion was in the original games, but in the spirit of the run, I won't use the Yamato cannons.
Hey kids, the asteroids ahead are too dense to navigate. You'll have to do a short-range jump to get past them.
You got it, Swan. To deal with towers, I repeatedly send TAC fighters with the Hyperion to overwhelm them. This delays me since I need to spend time rebuilding after every attack. To help bolster my strength, I collect mineral clusters.
Get those minerals and I can upgrade the Hyperion. Make her even tougher.
Oh, Swan, you always know what to do.
Hey, the Hyperion's even stronger now. Yeah, you can thank me later.
Oh, Swan, I'll definitely thank you later. Wait, not like that, not like that! I also destroy a Calmorian ship, granting me access to an electric field generator.
This baby overloads enemy craft, disabling them for a little while.
Let's get it installed, Chief Engineer.
It's already online, Scooter. I do good work.
Yes, you do, Swan. Yes, you do. By alternating TAC fighters in electric fields, I'm able to fight my way to Mira Station.
All right, she's all upgraded. I don't think we can squeeze any more out of her.
That's okay, Swan. You always know what to squeeze. Wait, not like that, not like that! After a tough fight, Mira's space station is destroyed, and the mission ends.
Colonel Orlan is hacking into the Dominion net right now.
Tell him he's got 1 hour.
I won't do that, Kerrigan.
You're already in over your head. Don't make it worse.
If the Dominion sense our intrusion, they'll move Jim or kill him. I am not going to risk failure because you are impatient. So save your threats.
You've done some growing up since your moja.
Zerg are not the only ones who adapt.
Very well. I will wait for your expert to do his work.
I guess you can say this time, Kerrigan simps for Valerian. I have to rely on Kerrigan here, so it's technically not doable either. However, in the spirit of the run, I'll only use new units and morph any Zerglings into Banelings to help my assault. Using a mix of Banelings, Roaches, Aberrations, and Swarm Queens, Infestors, and Thors, I'm able to fight my way through the ship to Raynor. Kerrigan prepares to invade Core Hall, but she agrees to hold back from civilian centers. I guess you can say this time, Kerrigan simps for Valerian. Planetfall is a mission about falling planets. I mass a force of aberrations, swarm queens, and banelings to secure each bio-launcher. I also get infestors to steal enemy Thors, bolstering my firepower. After securing each launcher, I overwhelm the enemy base and end the mission. Death from Above gives me control of Dahaka with the goal of destroying 3 power links. In between disabling the Side Destroyer, I built up my defenses in an army of aberrations, swarm queens, infestors, and banelings. I also secure the nearby expansion. After fully disabling the Side Destroyer, I blitzkrieg through the enemy base repeatedly, wearing down the Dominion defenses and finishing off the Side Destroyer. This is it. It's time to kill Mengsk. I fortify my base and build up my army while making sure to lose all of my units every time Mengsk attacks Raynor. Tired of the heavy losses, I use infestors to steal some of Mengsk's weaponry.
But Pi, those are battle cruisers.
Are they? They're officially called Pride of Augustgrad. Now that sounds pretty unoriginal to me. I later add Black Hammer Thors to my army and even steal a Warhound. This marks the only time I control a Warhound in Starcraft 2. In the Zerg campaign.
Ironic.
Using a force of banelings, aberrations, swarm queens, infestors, black hammers, and Pride of Augustgrad battlecruisers, I blitzkrieg the remaining bases and storm Mengsk's palace. By the end of the mission, most of my army is dead, except for the Thors that I stole.
Ironic.
They finish off the gate, and the mission ends. Kerrigan and Raynor find Mengsk in his office. He's still human and vulnerable. But something's wrong. Kerrigan can't pull the—
Shut up!
You can't kill another original character, Raynor. No, but he can.
You, infected with more Terran matter.
What is that creature?
Fear. Appropriate response.
So can you beat Heart of the Swarm using only StarCraft 2 units? Nope. Aside from the main production, research structures, and worker units, the first 2 missions only give me original units. I have to rely on Kerrigan and Supreme and Conviction, and I have to use the Hyperion and with friends like these. This leaves me at a total of 13 out of 20 missions. If I include Fire in the Sky, where I did have to use Scourge Nests, kind of, then the total increases to 14 out of 20. If I include Phantoms of the Void, where I had to rely on new abilities on the original heroes, this increases to 15 out of 20. If I include Evolution missions, of which 3 are technically doable, this drops to 18 out of 27, 66%. The sequel Zerg Arsenal suffers from a lack of reliable anti-air, though this can be attributed to not having Corruptors, a reliance on original units to morph the stronger breeds, and being gas-heavy. I'm hoping to finish off the sequel run with Legacy of the Void. If people want me to do Nova Covert Ops, please let me know in the comments. Also, I'll try to make a poll on what to do after the sequel run is over. I don't know, vote. Democracy, I guess. Until then, see ya.